What's going on? As you can tell probably by the title, um, we're gonna check. I'm gonna give you a couple of pointers on these shoes here to differentiate which ones are authentic and which ones are replicas. The reason why I'm doing one with just one pair of cleats here is because they're not obviously not super new, but they're a newer model. So I'll give you a couple of pointers on what to look for. So the first thing you're gonna see the shoe. The look of the shoe itself looks awesome. I have to say, the colors are nice. It looks like it's nice knitted material, but as soon as you put your hands on it, you can just tell it's not knitted material like the authentic. So the authentic, they have all these black lines here. They're all knitted material and they have designs. Now this is basically, you can see that it looks like material, right? When you're looking at it, it isn't. It's just basically kind of pressed on there, paint, picture, who knows what it is. It is not knitted. It just looks like it. Obviously the sock itself is there, so it, you know, as you can see my finger going through it here, it is still stretchy, so it's a sock. But the difference is this top ring is very extremely stiff and not very stretchable, unlike the rest of the sock part. On the real ones, it's basically one piece where it has the same kind of stretchiness all the way around, but this top ring on these replicas, all the replicas from the Magistas, they're all the same, super tight on the top. So if you've got a wide foot, it's going to be extremely difficult to put in. That's the first thing that he noticed when he got these. He's got a little wider foot. He could not, for the life of him, get his foot in, right? So that's a big thing you'll notice. If you're having so much trouble putting the shoe on, there's big chances that either, number one, your foot's too wide for the shoe, because I mean the authentic one, your foot might not fit in there. But if you usually fit in these and you have trouble fitting in them, that should raise a flag for you. So the top ring here, where you see the lime green, it's very, very stiff, so it's very difficult to get your foot in there to get it to stretch. Another thing, obviously, when you look at the shoe, this one's not bad on this one. This one's a little more obvious. You can start to see some glue kind of sticking out, right? On the real authentic shoe, it's a rare thing that you'll see. But I have to give it to the people in China or wherever that are making these. With my experience with seeing them, they've gotten a lot better visually. So looking at the shoe, it's a lot harder now to tell which ones are real, which ones are fakes, unless you know what to look for. So obviously, on the fake ones, the stitching on the back here, on the fake ones it's not neat. It's a little sloppy. You can see it. It stands out. You can see kind of glue sticking out of this part here. Obviously it's a lot. You can really see like very, very clear the line of where the sock part finishes on the outside, and then the synthetic, I guess, material that's meant to mimic the authentic one, which they're doing a horrible job, but looks wise, it looks good. The sole plate, the only thing that I can recommend about that is, on the fake ones, it's super, super, super plastic. So when you touch it, it's kind of slippery, and there's no give. Even on the tip of the studs, there's no real give. It's just hard plastic. So it's going to be a little more slipperier if it's hard ground, which is not good. The real ones, the top here, yes, it is stiff plastic, but when you get to the top, you can see when you look at the stud, it kind of, there's a line right at the tip of my finger there where it's supposed to be kind of like a rubber material. This is just plastic. On the other ones, you can actually feel them, and it doesn't have a whole lot of give on the real ones, but you can definitely tell that it's a different material. This just feels like it's the same material. It's just clear for a little, maybe like half a centimeter worth of clear plastic. So that's another way to tell. And another thing with these ones, you can see super skinny sole plate, but the outer sticks out by a lot. You can see that the sole plate finishes here, right where my finger is. So I'm going to keep it there and just show you straight underneath. Look how far it goes out. So it doesn't support all of your foot. It just goes to show that when you take a boot, which aren't to actual Nike specs, and you try to put a nice skinny sole plate on, this is what happens. It bulges out. Now keep in mind, these shoes are literally brand new. They've never been worn. They've been tried on once, and it took him forever to put them on. So you can see that automatically the shoes are meant to stretch a little when you break them in, so that means this can stretch even more. That's not a good thing. The other thing is, which I mentioned in my my authentic videos versus replicas, the laces are ridiculously long. Like here, they're not laced all the way up, but you can just tell right now, this is one lace. You could already tell. Look how long it is. That thing is long. So you're gonna have to double knot that, you know, tuck it in the shoe, tuck it in the lace. It's a whole mess. With authentic cleats, the laces are always, sometimes you can even feel like on authentic pairs the laces aren't long enough. If the laces are like this, which when you've got them and you tie them, even a loose tie, if the laces, you have to double knot them and tuck them in, it's you know, it raises flags. So that's just to give you an idea of what you'd be looking at. These I think would run for something like $60 or something like that, shipping included, maybe a little bit more for shipping. Now, obviously, like I said in a previous video, I don't recommend you buying replicas, but, you know, the choice is yours. The quality is, it's a little better. I got to give it to them. It's a little better, but it's still really crappy quality when it comes to durability. These shoes, like the toe box here, is just going to get destroyed. If you're a heavier person, these are size 10s, I believe. So obviously, if you're somewhere 6 foot, 180 pounds plus, and I mean, once you get starting to pivot with these shoes and stopping on dimes, like the sole plate's gonna start to give. It's a given with all the replicas. So just keep an eye out for that. Obviously, if you're only going for looks and you want the looks of the expensive shoe with not paying a lot of money, replicas might be your way to go, but I definitely do not recommend it, because to me, you're just throwing your money away. Unless you like throwing your money away, it's your money. Do what you want. Alright, guys, so if you want more, I'll definitely help you guys out and with what I can. I've got maybe a couple more pairs that my buddies have. I may have a pair lying around that I can show you, either older or newer pairs. So that's it for today. If you liked it, comment, like on the video, subscribe to my channel for more videos. I'm going to try to be constant in posting videos, but no guarantees. We'll see what we can do. Alright, guys, so have a great day, and peace.